Hello everybody, welcome to the Malbeefance channel. This is episode 10 of our series replay for Strategic Command WW2 War in the Pacific. If you've been following along, you gotten to see the Battle of Micronesia where the combined Imperial Japanese fleet took on the United States Pacific Fleet. And in this particular engagement, the IJN came out ahead. We even managed to find a few of the transports that the Pacific Fleet was protecting and sink them as well. But it looks like at least half, if not more than half, of that convoy got through. And so we're going to be dealing with those ground troops eventually. Also, the Royal Navy has made an appearance. A couple of battleships, one of them the Royal Sovereign, made an appearance around Christmas Island south of Java. I guess the computer must have heard me talking about how I want to go ahead and see about making some raids with the Japanese Marines on the continent of Australia. So I may have to rethink that strategy if we've got significant Royal Navy forces out here in the Indian Ocean, because I don't exactly have a lot that I can go against them with. I've got everything focused over here on the United States Navy, and actually even half of that is not engaged because I'm going to be pulling them out in order to get desperate repairs and resupply done. Okay, well, enough with this strategic overview. Let's go ahead and advance a turn and see what we get. Chinese morale suffers with the loss of Changsha. That is our big victory on the Chinese mainland last episode. Chinese communist morale falls with the loss of their southern base in Hebei province. The problem with me taking those strongholds is that they are spawn points for rebel units. Survivors from Changsha reformed their units in Chongqing. Communist partisan activity. Nothing I can do about that. Allied raiders disrupting Brunei. Bismarck Archipelago convoys. Bing Crosby singing Irving Berlin's White Christmas tops the U.S. charts. Not surprising. Japan develops production technology level 2. Thank you. Cheaper stuff. Yeah, they are really killing me on the trade routes or convoy routes. I need more destroyers. I need more of everything. British light tanks. So I'm interested to see how the computer responds to this, because I've got Changsha, so that kind of hurts their supply coming in here, but it doesn't cripple it. Ooh, that was not a good idea. Have to see if we can't track him down, finish him off. Ouch. Alright, so yeah, huge effort to take Changsha back, not surprising. Submarines going to support that battleship, I'll bet. So the Flying Tigers moved out of there. They may have just went back to MFAL. Alright, anything else going on? Transports moving. 12th Army suffering supply losses. You love to see it. More communist partisan activity. Our bombers in San Cristobal hinder supply to Australia. Allied landings in West Africa prompt an Axis invasion of Tunisia. And Germany occupies Vichy, France. All three historical events. Alright, so there is our activity summary for last time. U.S. troops landing in North Africa. Alright. Yeah, there's, depending on who you talk to, there's going to be those folks that are like, oh, they should have landed in France first. They should have opened up the second front as quickly as possible. Like, the U.S. needed practice. They needed to ease into that. At least that's my way of looking at it. All right. Do I take what I've got and see if I can't hunt down what's left of the U.S. Navy over here? Let's do this the smart way. All right, I can't get him to search as far south as I'd like. Okay, so there's a spec war unit. There's some tanks. And there's core. Nothing there. Get my carrier out of there now that they know he's present. Alright, so I can try hanging out. That was not a good idea. That was not a good idea either. Stop doing that. Alright, so the idea was to try and set up a quarantine around the New Hebrides in case these guys tried to leave. Alright, so we've got a light cruiser and maritime bombers at Western Samoa. Good thing we looked. Let's see if we can't intercept the light cruiser. Get some of my aircraft back on my carriers. Yeah, so it was basically a 3-on-3 carrier battle between Shokaku, Akagi, and Soryu versus Enterprise, Hornet, and Saratoga. And despite my carriers being victorious in the end, the American carriers did a really good job of shooting up my squadrons. Alright, that gets us Kiska. It's a national morale objective, although I don't think it's going to cause that much of a stir. I don't want to run Musashi right in there. Let her sneak up a little bit, show a little bit of caution here. Alright, do we swap out? No. Let me finish getting him up to strength. Alright, this is going to be an expensive upgrade, but it's necessary. Alright, now I know the submarine's out here somewhere. Let's see. We can find that battleship. Oh, there it is. Oh, lucky. Where's that warship? Ah, you didn't survive the war this time. Can he reach? Yes, he can. Alright, well I think the computer is now waiting for my effort against Australia. So I may want to rethink that strategy. But I am going to do this. So I'll have him land over here and then we can attack the PT boat sitting in the port. Alright, anything else? Yep. And I got to get him out of here. What do I got left? 24? I don't think that's enough. Nope. Alright, so that's going to take care of Indonesia. Well, not going to take care of Indonesia, just that's all that I can do. Do I dare? I can't get at the bombers. Is the submarine still out there? Yeah. Oh, now we got two submarines. Alright, so much for Southeast Asia. That's about all I can do there. Oh, nuts. I shouldn't have. I wanted to swap those two guys out. Grr. Alright, so where do we want to focus? I might be able to get both of these units. Nobody can move in there. At least now they can get artillery support. Oh, nuts. Get him out of there. Alright, well at least we got those two units, but we still have a problem up here. Hopefully I can hold them off, push in through here a little bit more. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for China. I don't think there's too much more I can do here. However, there is one thing I can do. go ahead and open up that supply line there. All right, I think that's going to about do it. Yep. All right, so that takes care of that turn. All right, so let's go ahead and advance a turn, see what we get. The fall of Kiska has a minor impact on U.S. national morale. I mean, historically, in the grand scheme of things, taking a 2 and Kiska, attacking the Aleutian Islands, it was a distraction. It was meant to be a diversion. Let's see, naval construction level 1. Those are for ports. Helps with supply on the small ports. There's my ledger. So yeah, I mean, for the Japanese, it was really just a diversion tactic. I think they know the submarine is there. So that ambush did not work in my favor. But now they've got a destroyer there and a light cruiser, so my invasion plans for Samoa might have to be curbed. They're looking for my carrier. Awesome. Holy smokes, there's a lot more ships than I thought were going to be available. Alright, looks like ouch. I gotta get the submarine out of there. Oh, and the nationalist Chinese, they got a lot of troops up there around Penang. They just took, yeah, they did. So they just took Kwajalein. Alright, I'm getting some curveballs thrown at me. So back and coming up on my turn. Heavy fighting in the Marshalls. We sure about that? Battle of Brisbane. 1 killed and hundreds injured in fighting between U.S. soldiers and Australians. But you want to talk about a sorry incident. This whole thing started when a bunch of Australian soldiers attempted to protect an American soldier from American MPs. And the whole thing just exploded into something really stupid. Alright, well if they got that guy there, I wonder if they have any more in the area. I'm gonna need him. So this is where that naval construction technology comes in. On these smaller ports, you can go ahead and you can use that to improve their supply distribution. All right, so I've got to get somebody up there. Oh, all right. They sank the light cruiser. Fantastic. All right, so before I deal with the what I guess will be the Battle of the Coral Sea, see if there's anything else out here I can do. I don't believe so. I'm going to take I'm gonna forget about this adventure, and I'm gonna take these guys. Hopefully I can get them down here to Kwajalein before the computer does anything more with the Hawaiian Guard Corps there. Alright, so the Battle of the Coral Sea or Battle of the Solomons, however you want to look at it. Let's see. Alright, he's set for fighter cover. I don't think I need that at the moment, so I'll let him go full bomber. Alright, that's the battleship. Now, interesting, the battle cruiser Alaska is already in the game. Yeah, go after the destroyer. Those are your best odds. That was the wrong direction to retreat, pal. Alright. See if we can't finish off the destroyer. Oh, what did we find? Australian destroyer. Well, that was a lucky break. Oh, and there's the other one, already out. So yeah, they were planning on landing somewhere. Oof. Alright, so I don't know if the third unit, they had 3 units here. I don't know if they put all 3 of them into transports. Alright. Well, whatever operation that was going to be, I think we've managed to put a nice dent in it. Well, that was a lucky break. I have a feeling they're probably going after Guadalcanal. If it was me, that's what I would do. Alright, so now that we finally got him up to full steam, is he still over there? Yes, he is. Alright, maybe not the smartest maneuver. Alright, do I want to try it? There's nobody sitting in this hex. Yeah, I'm going to try it. See if I can get him to come down here. We'll land at this hex and attack Port Moresby directly. Alright, sorry my narration is not as active as it usually would be. I'm focused. This is getting intense. I'm on the back foot in this game. At least that's the way I see it. And so I'm thinking different strategies, try and hold out as long as I can, cause the computer as much chaos and consternation as I possibly can. Alright, so do I have anything for that sub? No, I don't, because I moved my planes. Alright, where's that destroyer? I'm going to have to break down and buy some destroyers. Alright, so he's gone. Go ahead and get these guys up to strength while I have the breathing room. Alright, so once I get the light tanks, now I'll go ahead and I'll start pushing with the infantry. We'll start pushing towards Imphal and Chittagong. Now, meanwhile, the big game. Let's see if we can get that town away from them. Guess not. I know I should have led with the artillery. Wasn't actually planning on using them, to be honest with you. I thought they only had one shot available. I was going to let them strengthen up. Can he get in there? Yes, he can. All right. Reinforce you. Alright, so now I can start, so we'll put up a decent defense here, and then start pushing towards Chongqing. I have a feeling the more pressure I put on this road going to Guiyang, the more the computer will have nationalist Chinese forces focus here. And that is actually what I want it to do, because then I can chew up all of these armies and do some damage to national morale. Alright, sorry for switching back and forth like that, but I'm trying to keep an eye on where all the partisan activity pops up at to make sure I've got it at least covered good enough to stop these rebel units from spawning. Okay, while I still have enough, have him help with defense of the Marshall Islands. So, yep, they pulled back. What's he got for movement? 2? Nope. What do I got left? 13. Can I do any repairs? Yes, I can. 1 point, better than nothing. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this turn. I can't move him yet. Nope. Alright, so Battle of Micronesia, round 3, or Battle of the Coral Sea, round 1. Your call. But the big win there is that whatever amphibious operation the computer was planning, I seem to have put a huge dent in it. There were 3 units here. I don't know if all 3 went out on the water. Visibility from these units, I should have noticed if somebody was out here, but I didn't. But obviously I can't see them on land either, so wasn't able to scout that out. So I don't know if that 3rd unit is still in, or excuse me, on the island or not. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I have a feeling that the Allied invasion of Guadalcanal is on its way. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks again. If you made it this far, remember to leave a like, drop a comment, please. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with somebody that you think might like this kind of content. We're up to 82 subscribers. Let's see if we can shoot for 100. I'm not sure, but I think there's like some kind of faux award that YouTube hands out for hitting 100 subscribers. Would be cool just to say we did it. All right, well, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.